Guys, what's up? This video is about how to rent a Lyft car if you don't have a car or you do have a car. Really quick, simple, straight to the point. If you once you're approved to be a driver, you have to be approved to be a driver. Background check complete, criminal record complete. After you download the app, once you take a picture of your driver's license, you take a picture of yourself. They do all your background check and all that, and now everything's good to go on that. Then the option to be able to rent a car or add a car will come up. They won't even let you register your car to the platform until they approve you. Criminal record and your driving history with your local state's DMV. You got to do your own research as far as what they're looking for. I mean, if you have a good record, no crazy tickets, or maybe something that's a little bit, I don't know, I had a speeding ticket, but I've had a couple speeding tickets, but they were like years ago. I mean, like well over 5 years ago. So again, I don't want to get too much into that. Stay on topic. So once you're approved to become a driver, you go to your home tab within your app. After you go to your home tab, you click on vehicles. There should be an option to add a vehicle, which if you already have a vehicle, great. If you don't, then it should give you the option to rent a vehicle. If that doesn't do it for you, just go to Lyft, Lyft help.com, and go to their search box within their website and put in rent a car, and then there should be steps and instructions on how to do that. So once you have to register appointment. In my area, Virginia Beach, National Tire Battery, Cedar Road, Chesapeake, Virginia. National Tire Battery, Cedar Road, Chesapeake, Virginia. But I say Virginia Beach because it's like 20-30 minutes from that area depending on where you're at. So anyway, long story short, you book an appointment through the app, and then you schedule to pick up a car. If there's no cars available, it won't give you the option to rent a car. If there are cars available, you will be able to rent a car. If you really run into help, or if you really run into trouble, you just can't figure it out, you don't find anything on the internet, this video wasn't enough detail for you, next time you get a ride from your driver, a Lyft driver, or you see a Lyft driver, look for the stickers on their car. There should be stickers that kind of might stick out, that you'll see something that says LLC on the stickers, or other things that let you know it's a business car, and it's probably not their personal business car, because most people aren't going to go start an LLC to join Lyft. You know, they're just going to download the app, start driving, and do it like everyone else, regular, unless you're super business savvy. But anyway, yeah, so just ask around next time you speak to a driver, or you're in the car with a driver, if you haven't become if you haven't downloaded the app yet and you're thinking about becoming a driver. So a lot of people ask me that question when they get in my car, and they say, hey, is this a Lyft car, or did you rent this? And I just tell them, yeah, I have my own car, but I rent from Lyft or whatnot. So other videos, I'll go into more detail about the plans, the weekly amounts, and paying for it. I mean, you pretty much just pay for it like a regular rental car, but you have to do it all up front. You do it all up front to register the car, or actually to get the car if one's available. If you're not able, again, to figure it out on your own, figure out where the hub is, where they actually keep the cars, because depending on your area and where you're at, my area is in Chesapeake, Virginia, and I actually was in the car I actually had a Lyft passenger in my car, and she happened to be a Lyft driver, and she told me how she used a Lyft rental car to save up for her own personal car, and I was dropping her off to her minivan that she was using for Lyft. So I thought that was a pretty encouraging, inspiring story, how she used that car to go get her next car, her personal car, to save up to buy her personal car so she could be full-time, which she was already full-time renting a car. And I found out about it by accident, and I just kind of remembered it in my head, and I said, hey, let me go try it out, see how I like it, and and whatnot. So I'll go more into that, the details, but talk to, just, when you're in a car, talk to drivers. Hey, where's the Lyft hub at where you can rent a car? Just ask them that. And yeah, and then go talk to them, and they typically prefer you to have an appointment. But if you run into a cool person that works there, just say, hey, if you're not even a driver, then they probably won't even bother with you, so because they can't even look you up or do anything for you, and they can't rent a car to you until you're approved. So if you're serious about being a driver, download the app, get your background, wait for your background check and your DMV background check to clear. Once you're approved, and the app will tell you, because when you first download the app, you really can't do anything with it. You can see the features and that, hey, and start kind of looking around and getting an idea of how the app works, and okay, I'll be able to do this, and once everything is on and running, I should be able to do this and do that. You'll kind of figure it out, and it'll tell you you can go online, start driving at some point. But until then, don't even really waste their time. But if you just want to ask a question real quick, maybe respectfully, pop your head in and say, hey, I'm waiting on my background check and all that to be done. I just had a couple questions. I'm going to be renting a car as soon as I'm approved. Maybe you can hit them like that. Again, they're going to probably just give you a little brief detail that if you're not even hired or actually approved yet, they might not want to deal with you or talk to you. But generally, most people in rideshare customer service, and from my experience, are pretty welcoming. You just gotta be nice and respectful, and don't be like, hey man, I'm trying to rent a car, and be nice, because at some point you might need to rent a car from them. And I mean, they have to do their job and let you rent a car, but you want to get as much help as possible. What if you run into an issue that they can help you with, but you're not being nice to them, and they don't have to help you with the issue? Yes, they have to rent a car to you, but what if there's some other issue that they could help you with, but now because you're not nice, they might not help you with it? You have to figure it out on your own, because all they have to do is rent you the car. So anyway, that's how you rent a car. Go to Lyft, you book the appointment through the app, you go pick up the car, you pay up front, the deposit sits there, and then each week it auto renews on its own, so you don't have to go back again. Basically, my rental right now is like $250 a week, plus you got to pay tolls and you got to pay taxes, so it's almost $300. Now you go, well, it's a lot of money. It turns out to be like $40 a day for me, give or take. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but you can easily make $1,200 a week, $1,300 a week, $1,000 easily. So I mean, if you want to keep the wear and tear down in your car, it's a really good option. If you want to do some, do excessive driving, again, keep the mileage down in your own car. Maybe you might want to go drive in a faraway city and try somewhere new. Maybe your car is not as new, or you have an older car. You don't have to worry about your car breaking down or getting extra miles. Like here in Virginia Beach, I can go to Maryland or DC to drive, because it's all considered the same region with the Lyft platform. Or actually, excuse me, that's on Uber. Lyft, I believe it's only in Virginia, but I'm not sure actually, because things are always changing on that. I think I can drive in Maryland, because the last time I took someone up to Maryland, and I think I was trying to pick somebody up, I think I might have. No, I think it said you're out of the region, and it wouldn't let me pick anybody up until I got back to Virginia. Don't quote me on that. Uber, I believe, from my previous experience before I had to take a break, long story, I was able to drive in DC, Maryland, and Virginia, because it's all considered the same region, almost the same state, basically. Well, not actually Maryland, but the Maryland that's close to DC, which I believe you can drive all over Maryland. Last time I was up there driving around, but I can't really remember because it was so long ago. Because I remember I took someone up there and I tried to get a ride, but I couldn't get a ride because I wasn't in an exact area. So I can't remember if it was Lyft or Uber, but one of the two allows you to drive in all three areas. Do your research. I'm sorry I couldn't remember because it's just been such a long time, and it's not something I do very often. But yeah, so you rent a car if you want to drive in another area or put a lot of miles. Getting to somewhere that's really far away, that could be an option. Just try it out to see if you like it, Maybe you really like your car, you don't want it to get messy or dirty or extra wear and tear. That could be an option. But so that's how you do it. Go to the hub, go pick it up, and after you put your down payment up, the following week you won't be able to make any profit until you actually pay for the rental. So let's say you get the 250 plan, but if there's no tolls and things where you live, like where I live here in Virginia Beach, there's all kind of bridges and tunnels, and I average about 30 to 40 bucks. Unfortunately, because people want to cross back and forth, and I'm always everywhere, so I tend to get people. At some point in this area, you're gonna get someone who wants to go through the tunnel to other parts of the city where they live or they're visiting. So anyway, that adds an extra 40 bucks. But if you live somewhere where there is no tolls and tunnels like that, then you'd only have to pay taxes. So if that were the case for me, then I'd only have to pay like maybe 260, you know, or something like that, versus an additional $30 for the tunnels and bridges. And yeah, so anyway, so each week my balance, I start at a negative balance of 300. It's not a negative meaning you owe money. It just means that you have to make the cost of the rental through your driving. You can't just swipe your credit card and go, okay, I paid the balance. It's set up through the app, so you can't even take any profit to your personal bank account or wherever you send your money after you're done driving for the day, until you clear the rental amount. So once I hit the 250, 280, 290, 300, it's always fluctuating in that range, then it'll allow me to make my first monies. So once I hit that number, then I'll see that the profit actually can be released to my personal bank account. Because when you first start driving, it won't even show you how much you've made. It'll only show you the cost of the rental being covered, and then once the cost of the rental is covered, then you'll see your actual personal earnings within the app. Once you start playing with the app, you'll understand what I'm talking about. I don't have a way to videotape the app and do all that so you can see what I'm talking about yet. Maybe in the future. Alright, didn't mean to make this video too long. See y'all later.